does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Museum Heist from Fox Mine. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 plus. It'll take about 20 minutes to play. And in Museum Heist, there are 7 evil people in a museum who are trying to rob that said museum. And you're going to try and decide, pick at the beginning of the round, who you think is going to be the one to successfully steal this valuable artifact from the museum. Then it's going to be a deduction game as you try to move your piece closer, but at the same time figure out who other people are as they move their pieces closer. But you don't want to be too obvious, because then if people guess who you are, then you're out of the round and they win that valuable artifact. What am I talking about? It's a lot easier to just show you how to play it than to explain it. Is it good? Let's open it up and I'll tell you what I think. Alright then, we're going to take a look at what's going to get inside of Museum Heist. So first and foremost, we're going to handy dandy rule booklet. You're only going to need this portion right here. 2, 3, 4 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples. Very clear and good size. Should have you up and running in no time at all. Huge thumbs up on the rule booklet. Also, I can teach you how to play the game right now because it's a very simple game. You're only going to have 1 of 3 actions to take on your turn. So in Museum Heist, you are going to be playing a card at the beginning of the round with one of the characters out here on the board, and then you are going to try and secretly get that character to whatever artifact is out on the board. If you were the first person to get to that artifact and no one else was trying to get to that artifact and no one else guesses who you are, then you will get an artifact, aka a victory point, and you're trying to get 3 of these artifacts, 4 in a 2-player version of the game. It's not going to be that easy though, because other people are going to be bluffing you and trying to get there as well. Let's go over the components. Let's get into gameplay though. So first we got our board right here, pretty self-explanatory. You can move orthogonally or diagonally in this game. Also, there's 4 secret trapdoors, and you can automatically move from one trapdoor to the next when you move onto it, which is kind of interesting as well. Next, you're going to have the 7 different characters. These are nice, chunky wooden pieces. You do have to put the stickers on them, but once you put them on there, they stick pretty well, and they give you plenty of room to put the sticker on there. It's not like one of those ones where you have to perfectly put it on there, so I like that as well. Next, each player is going to have the 7 different characters right here. Pretty self-explanatory. You're going to pick one of these at the beginning of the round. You're going to try and get that person to the artifact. Last but not least, you are going to have swap tokens, and these are very important tokens. They will allow you to swap the location of 2 characters, so you could do, say, boom, for that. Then that's a huge move right there. But you use your swap token, and you only get 2 swap tokens the entire game. Not the entire round, the entire game. So you want to make sure you use those in just the right time. So let's go over exactly what you're going to do. So first thing you're going to do at the beginning of the game is you're going to randomly set out all the different characters, and then you're going to randomly set out the jewel right there. Then each player is going to pick which character they want to get there first. Now, let's talk about getting there first. Most of the time, if you get there first, you automatically win the round. However, if 2 people have this red card right here, so let's just say I have the red character and the green person has the red character as well, then whoever gets there first actually loses the round and the other person wins the round. Now, if you happen to have 3 people who have the same color, doesn't happen quite frequently, but I've seen it happen once, then the first person to get there wins. So that is the one wonky rule in this game. So if you're the only person with that color, get there first. If there's 2 people with that color, you want to get there, you don't want to get there. And if there's 3 people with that color, then you want to get there first. But you're going to pick your character right there, and then everyone's going to do that, and then you're going to take turns going around the board doing 1 action on your turn. And the actions are very simple. First action you can do, you can move a character 1 space. So I might just go ahead and I might do this, because I'm trying to bluff people into thinking that I'm not red. And that would be my entire turn. So it would get back around to me. Another action that I could take on my turn is I could use a swap token. Now, once again, you only get 2 of these the entire game, but let's just say I'm really going for the bluff this time. I might go ahead and swap yellow for blue. So now people are really suspicious that I'm yellow or orange. Hopefully somebody else is maybe moving red because they're trying to deflect suspicion as well. The last thing I can do is that I can predict what color someone is, and this is very high risk, high reward. So if you decide to challenge another player, you say, you know what, I think that you are white. So if I said that I think red is white, what's going to happen next is that player is going to secretly show me their card. If I'm correct, then I win the artifact, and good for me. But if I'm incorrect, then I am now out of the round, which means I cannot win the round in any way, shape, or form. I also don't get any more turns this round, and everyone continues to go. There is also an odd condition where if everyone guesses incorrectly and there's only one person left, then they automatically win the round. I don't see it happen too frequently, but it can happen, especially in a two-player game. But that, in a nutshell, is what you're going to do inside of Museum Heist. Alrighty then, Museum Heist from Foxmine. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, games not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players, restricted player count. 20 minutes, it's a very short, light, simple game. On your turn, you're only going to have 3 actions you could potentially take. 3 grand total, and most of the time you are not going to take one of those actions. You're not going to use your swap tokens too terribly often because you only get 2 in the entire game. So realistically, you only have 2 main options you're going to be doing on each and every turn. It's very light, very simple. That will be a turnoff to a lot of people. Another comment I have with this game is it does have the one weird, wonky rule, which is slightly difficult to explain when you're first teaching the game, and that's where it's like, okay, you get there first, you win. Unless somebody else has the same card as you, and then they win. Unless somebody else has the same card, so there's 3 of you with the same card, in which case you win again. So it does get, that's just the one weird wonky rule in the game, in an otherwise very simple, straightforward game. So you have to make sure you explain that clearly and concisely, and everybody understands that at the end, beginning of the game. Also, it has stickers. You have to put stickers on the pieces, which is a minor nitpick, but like I said, the middle part, the stickers are not bad. They give you plenty of room to put the stickers on, which is always a good thing. Take note, Rampage / Terror in Maple City. God. Any other cons I have with the game? You know, it's very simplistic. I mean, you got to go into this knowing that it's light, knowing that it's simple, knowing that it's family weight / filler weight. But if you do, Museum Heist is fantastic. I really stinking like this game, and I highly recommend this game. You know, for what it is, and for how short it is, and for how little there is going on in this game, this is a very interesting, engrossing game. The rounds go by quickly. Last comment I have with this game, though, that I forgot to mention, is it is repetitive. You're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Now, for me personally, the games go so quickly that it did not really bug me. 2, 3, and 4 players, I liked it at all the different player counts. I like the artwork in the game. I like the theme in the game. I like the deduction in the game, and the bluffing in this game, and the double bluffing in this game, and I like the swap tokens. I like the fact that this is very easy to learn. It's very easy to teach. This is a gateway game. Yes. This is a family game. Yes. This is a filler night game. Yes. I've yet to play this with someone who did not enjoy the game. Kids, my wife, my game night, they all liked this game, and I like it a lot as well. This is definitely one that's going to go on my shelf. I like it. I like it a lot. It does a lot of really interesting things. It packs a pretty solid punch for being just incredibly simple. And yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised with the 2 players as well. You know, I would actually recommend this just as a straight up 2-player game, which I was completely surprised about. Me and my wife really liked this game. I thought it was best at 4 players and 3 players, and I liked it best at the higher player counts. But it's stinking good at 2. There will be some rounds where it ends incredibly quickly. But at the same time, you know, it's automatically set up too, which I also like that aspect, where once you leave the people in the exact place and you just set out a new artifact. I just like everything about this game for the most part. Museum Heist from Foxmine. Yes, yes, oh yes. It's great, and I highly recommend this one. And I will say, I also reviewed Slide Blast, which is another game from them. I gave it a very high recommendation as well, and if you're wondering, I like Museum Heist better. I think it's going to go over better with the older crowd, and I actually just like the game better itself. But you can't go wrong with either of them. Museum Heist, though, definitely one I think you're going to want to add to your shelf if you're in the market for a family game, if you're in the market for a simple deduction 2-player game, or if you're in the market for a light filler weight game. Museum Heist does all that well if you can get past that 2 to 4 player count. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. In the comments below, let me know what is your favorite museum you have ever been to. For me, personally, it's the Chicago Science and Industry Museum. That one is just all over the board. It has a lot of different stuff in there, but all the stuff is really stinking cool. I've also been some really cool children's museum as well, but I'm going to go with the Science and Industry in Chicago. Let me know what your favorite museum is, and as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.